Let me know what you think. You can also feel free to email me any of your concerns at andrew@thelatinoconservative.com. Set it up just for y'all. It's also going to be an email address that I'm going to be using for a website. I've got just a generic WordPress website up there right now at thelatinoconservative.com, but look forward to some more updates on that shortly. If you want to show support, what you could also do, I've included a couple links down below, but I've got a few topics to talk about besides the whole like, share, subscribe thing. First off, it's kind of what I've been up to. This is episode number 49. I didn't think I'd make it this far, and I've only got just over 500 subscribers. I didn't think I was going to make it over 100 subscribers. This channel was originally going to be used for a run for Congress that I was going to do in 2022. I got with my campaign manager. I got with some other people that I really trust, and I'm not going to do it. Not yet, at least. I'm not a millionaire. Nowhere close to that. I'm looking at some of the financials. Yes, I know that I don't have to raise the funds myself, but I don't have the backing yet. So took it on some advisement, and I'm keeping this podcast channel up just to give my opinion on different aspects of it. But I'm going to end up running for something local, looking towards the 2022 year, or maybe the 2023 year. Depends on which one I feel better. I could technically run in 2021 next year. I'd have to file in January, which is next month. And the elections are in May. I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet, though. I've got some more learning to do, and I look forward to doing this. In fact, the last couple Thursdays, I've been hosting a live stream on Thursday nights, but the last couple Thursdays, this one and then last Thursday, I've had to cancel because of different events that I'm doing. See, Monday I went out to the county GOP meeting that we had. It was actually pretty cool. I learned a lot in that 1 hour span of times that I was there. I learned about a lot of local stuff happening on right now, how our local chapters branch out into the state, into the federal chapters as well. It's awesome stuff. This Thursday, I'll actually be participating in a local city council meeting, because I really truly think that's where I'm going to start, is city council. There's one guy right now that he's kind of like a rock star. City council, young guy. He looks to be mid-20s. And he's just an awesome guy, great guy. I'm going to meet up with him again. I met him Monday, but I'm going to meet up with him again. Pardon me while I'm scratching my nose. But there's a lot of stuff going on. And I've got big episode number 50. I didn't think I'd make it that far. Hopefully I get to make another 50 and then another 50 after that. Hopefully I get over... I want to get at least 1,000 subscribers as well. That's kind of a goal of mine, is to get 1,000 subscribers. So other than that, there are a few things to talk about. I'm going to try to stay away from the elections this time, because I know you're tired about it. I'm tired of it too. So I'm going to go with nominations. Let's start off with the nomination that Joe Biden has set up for his transportation chairman, or however you want to call it. He has nominated Pete Buttigieg as his transportation pick. And I looked at a couple sources here. Joe Biden touted the diversity of his incoming administration as he introduced former rival Pete Buttigieg on Wednesday as his choice for U.S. Transportation Secretary. So he's touting diversity. Okay, so right away, let's put the brakes on it right there. Let's screech to a halt right there. Media sources right away were saying that was a first openly gay, openly LGBTQ, whatever terminology you want to use, that he was the first openly LGBT member of the LGBTQ community to serve on the cabinet, and that's false. There is a gentleman by the name of Rick Granell that was serving previously as a member of the LGBTQ community. And guess who he served under? Wait for it. He served under Donald Trump. That's right. You know, the media tried to whitewash over that, tried to just say, hey, this didn't happen. But President-elect Joe Biden, he went ahead and tapped former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg to serve as transportation secretary in the new administration on Tuesday, and the mainstream media quickly celebrated it as the first openly gay cabinet members, seemingly overlooking former acting director of national intelligence. So Richard Grenell had some big shoes that he was filling. He was feeling. I can't talk again. Time for another sip. Got my stuff in here in my Latino conservative mug. I have these on my website, or I will shortly in the merch section. Buttigieg emerged as a darling of the liberal media by becoming the first openly gay candidate to win delegates in a major party's presidential primary. He's kind of like the Beto O'Rourke of the LGBT community. In other words, he doesn't really do anything, hasn't really done anything. And in fact, let me put another spin on it. The BLM, Black Lives Matter organization, they oppose Pete Buttigieg as the transportation secretary. And it's not because he's a gay white guy. That's not it. And in fact, BLM, they are really advocates of the LGBTQ community. They are. A lot of conservatives will say that is their way to try to undermine the people, to ruin the nuclear family. And, if it is what it is. It's not my choice. That, it's just whatever. I don't care about that part. But either way, the leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement have come out against President-elect Joe Biden's decision to nominate former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg for the Secretary of Transportation, recalling his struggles with minority voters. So here's the thing. South Bend, Indiana, when he was a mayor, and I think still to this day, their road system sucked. Absolutely sucked. I've been there. Potholes all over the place. For my listeners in Houston, you think airport is bad? Or in Victoria, you think Lone Tree and Crestwood are bad? Yeah, you should go drive in South Bend. It's crazy. Like it would break my truck. In fact, it's so bad. An airport in Houston, I was driving. The road was so bad that it knocked my AC knob off with all the bumps. And I've got a pretty big lifted F-250. It's no little pussycat. The roads in South Bend, Indiana, whoa. So here's another statement here. It says, his attempt to reach out to the black community, including, and this is about Pete Buttigieg, including obscenous visits with Al Sharpton, struck many as pandering in South Carolina. For example, Buttigieg told black voters that he did not have their lived experience. He also routinely drew criticism for overwatching or overstating his black supporters. So he's coming out saying this is what they would call a privileged white guy. He's saying he does not have their lived experience. Well, I don't know why they're getting mad at that, because there was no one out there on that stage, no candidate out there that has their lived experience. Not even Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, who's claiming to be black right now, her parents are law school graduates or doctors or something like that, some high end. So she was privileged too. Privilege doesn't just mean color. Privilege is what you have access to that other people may not have access to. For example, myself included, I did not have access to a college fund. I didn't. My parents couldn't afford it. I know plenty of people that went on to Texas A&M, that went to UT because their parents could afford it. Mine couldn't. And I wasn't in a position to work a lot in my high school years or even in my college years. However, the college that I did participate in, I earned because I worked my butt off. I was a musician. I was a music major, and I earned scholarships to go to college. I did. I didn't get to finish because when my dad had his heart attack, I had to go to work. That was the end of my school career, and I had to go to work and actually earn a living to kind of help out. Yeah, my dad got his little disability, but that wasn't enough to help support the family. So it was me, the baby of the family, going to work. So other people have had access to college, have had access to this or that, or to benefits, health benefits. I didn't have health benefits growing up. So if something happened to me when I was growing up, I was done. I was in one car accident growing up. A guy rear-ended us, and what got me and my mom taken care of on that was the insurance that the other guy had. So him making a statement saying that he does not have their lived experience, it just again shows a privilege. See, one thing I've come to realize is that a lot of people look at politicians as a savior when they are really just either the rich or the high middle class, if that. So many politicians become millionaires while they're politicians that they forget about, me, you, the people who are paying them, quite literally paying them, and the people that are voting for them. So in a statement Tuesday, South Bend-based Black Lives Matter leader Jordan Geiger said, "We urge the rejection of our former mayor, Pete Buttigieg, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, former Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, and Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo for Transportation Secretary or any other cabinet position." So they flat out said, hey, we want you to not vote for we don't want these people in us as far as members of the cabinet. Straight up. Now here's the thing. Here's something that I see happening right now with this. You've got your BLM organization. So I'm not talking bad about them. I'm not going to go down that aisle. What I'm saying is that organization pushed so hard to get a Democratic president elected. I'm not going to go into those election results, fraud, whatnot. I don't care right now. I really don't care. I just want it to be over. But they worked so hard. They rioted. They did so much campaigning on their own selves to get a Democrat elected as president. And they did. Whether they did it legally or not, they still did. Joe Biden is technically the president-elect right now. This is already the second time I've seen where Joe Biden snuffed the BLM members, BLM activists and whatnot. Second time already. So what does that say right off the bat to me? That tells me that the Democratic Party only cares about black people in election years. Chew on that fat for a little bit. They just want you to get them votes. That's it. Look at Al Green, prime example. He only does community work every other year. And he'll put it on Facebook and social media all over the place every other year. The one Democratic person that I've seen continue working past this election cycle is Sylvia Hernandez. I don't like her policies. I don't like what she's doing, like legislation-wise, because she's just voting up and down party lines. I don't like that. I don't dig that at all. But I do gotta kind of admire her hustle. I do have to say that. So, moving on. But before we get into there, another way you can support me. Yes, I'm asking for support. That's right. I need it. This isn't my full-time job, and I need to make sure that I keep all of my equipment maintained. And, it would be awesome to get full-time and make this a full-time job. I ain't going to lie. But one way you can support me and support the cause, support the voices of the American people, and not just the echoes, but the actual voices. You don't have to spend a penny. In the link in the description below, I've also included a link to Cash App. Now, I use Cash App on a regular basis. I use it for multiple things. One, I use it for a debit card that you get. You can get direct deposit straight into your Cash App as well. Two, I use it to pay bills. If I got a bill that I need paid, I just pay it. using my Cash App. Now, I don't have to have the physical card to pay it online because the app itself, it lets you view the card information on your phone. So I don't have to pull it out of my wallet each and every time I need to make a purchase. It's right there on my phone. I can copy and paste it in any field I need to. Third way I use it is I buy stocks. I buy and sell stocks off of there. I just sold 2 stocks this morning. Made a pretty little penny off of them. I'm not going to lie. And the trades are totally free. Or actually, I think they may cost like a cent or two or like 1% or something like that. But they're totally, it's totally manageable. Here's the thing. Stocks like Apple, Tesla that are really expensive, that not everybody has the money to buy a full stock. You can buy as little as $1 worth of stock, and you can watch that $1 grow and grow and grow. And it's a great tool for that. And finally, what I use it for help. As a lot of my family counts on me to be there for them, and I count on them to be there for me. Every now and then, we all know hard times happen. Bad things happen to good people. I lose a job. Somebody could lose a job. I'm not going to say I'm going to lose a job because I don't want to lose my job. I like my full-time job. So don't fire me. Don't furlough me. But either way, if somebody needs a little extra help, a little extra pick-me-up, I can shoot them over a few bucks. Totally free. If they need to buy tacos that morning, I've sent my sister taco money before. On the other side of it too, I could be like, "Hey sis, I need a little gas this morning. Can you help me out?" "Sure, bro." Bloop, 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 bloop. Done right away, instantly. So Cash App, they've got a referral link, and I've shortened it out using Bitly. So that's why you see bit.ly/AA Cash App. What that'll do, it's totally free. If you're not using Cash App right now, it's totally free to download it and to put money in it. It's totally free. So if you do that, it's another way to help me out a little bit, help your family out, and help yourself out by making money selling and buying stocks. So continuing on. Let's move to Rand Paul, something that Rand Paul said. Now, I don't know if you've been following the story out there, but there has been this little honeypot, and she's a cutie. But, there's corruption in politics. I don't think anybody could doubt that at all. The big players out there right now, they've had to at least entertain offers. So Wednesday on Fox News' channels, America's Newsroom, Senator Rand Paul joined the increasingly calls for Representative Eric Swalwell out of California to resign from his position on the House Intelligence Committee in response to a report claiming he had a relationship with a Chinese spy named Christine Fang, or they also name her Fang Fang. Someone on the Intelligence Committee having affairs, having relationships, I should say. And I'm not talking about just a friendly relationship. This is the, how do the clumps say? I can relate. Woo, Hercules. It's that type of relationship, man. Fang Fang, she wasn't no thing either. She was a bomb. Asian at that too, man. I could totally understand, coming from a guy. I could totally understand the eye appeal of that. I really do. Sorry to my girlfriend. Sorry I'm talking about that. But either way, but she was a spy. Chinese people, I forget his name, had there was a Chinese guy that had a press conference and said that she was. Now, she was over here for a long time. In fact, she helped this guy with fundraising. She couldn't donate. She couldn't contribute herself by any means because she wasn't a national. You had to be a citizen here to be able to donate to or contribute to a political fund. However, she was able to fundraise. Now, rumor has it, and it's just a rumor, that she had dealings with others as well. And the Chinese even came out and said that they have people from the top to down to the bottom. Biden's included. Hunter Biden, James Biden, by default, Joe Biden. I'm not saying that that's absolutely 100% true. Don't knock me for that. I'm just saying it's a possibility out there. Also, in those same emails on the Hunter Biden side of it, Kamala Harris was actually named in those emails. So, quick question for the comments section. If you had known before that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden had ties to a Chinese spy, would that have changed your vote? Would you have voted Democrat instead of Republican? Would you have voted Republican or Libertarian? Now, again, I'm not saying that they absolutely did 100%. That's not me. I'm not trying to say that. But it's out there. And I don't know if anything happens if anybody names Donald Trump. Like, in fact, Eric Swalwell, he was a guy that had the pee-pee hoax on Donald Trump that never came to fruition. You know, if there was really pee-pee tapes out there of Donald Trump, don't you think they would be visible by now? As much as the media loves to come out with secured information about Donald Trump, and that's the big air quotes, secret, top secret, classified, personal information about Donald Trump, and just spit it out there, you know, regardless of any laws, wouldn't the pee-pee tapes be out there already? Swalwell? Or was that his way to try to blackmail or say that he had some blackmail material since he was banging a Chinese spy? You know, Fang. I mean, come on, yeah. You know, I get it, I do, but still, you're on the National Intelligence Committee. What secrets and what information did you give her? Did you leak to her? Even if it wasn't intentional, if it was unintentional. I wonder why Chinese is growing so fast. That's a good question, isn't it? So another thing, now Eric Swalwell is from California. He represents one of the districts in California. I forget the exact district number. But speaking of California, there is right now an effort to recall Gavin Newsom. And it's halfway to the signature goal right now. Gavin Newsom, in case you didn't know, he is the governor of California, and he's been imposing unconstitutional lockdowns. He has been killing small businesses. There's more than one cases, and I witnessed it myself, where a little small mom and pop shop, or single person, sole proprietary ownership of a diner, for example, they weren't allowed to have patrons on site. They could only do food to go. Even if they had tents and whatnot outside, they could not have their patrons dine outside. However, Hollywood could have tents set up with 50 tables there for the movie staff, the staff that creates the movie, and they were approved. Kind of tells you where Gavin Newsom's thought process is. He wants to keep big corporations alive, and he doesn't at the expense of the small corporations. He doesn't care. Same thing with New York, Cuomo, whatnot. They want to kill these small businesses. Meanwhile, companies like Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy, big companies like this, they are profiting, and they are showing record profits during a quarantine, during a pandemic, when we should be out there supporting local businesses. These people that provide for their families through their service. They open their doors each and every day. Now you have these businesses opening up illegally at the risk of going to jail because you took away their funds. You took away their means to support their family. And I get why they're doing this. But now the efforts to recall Gavin Newsom are halfway there. Now, it's reportedly reached the halfway mark as recognizers claim they have collected half of the 1.5 million signatures needed by mid-March to put the issues to voters statewide. I'm going to post that. I'm going to find this article, and I'm either going to post it on my Facebook or on my Instagram. And that's not, I haven't used Instagram, but I'm going to start using it again. Somewhere, I'm going to put it out there. And it's not uncommon for California for residents to seek recalls, but they rarely get the ballot, and even fewer succeed. Several launches against Newsom faded, but another attempt is drawing greater attention as his fortunes change while he enters a critical stretch in his governorship. Newsom did receive high praise for his aggressive approach to the coronavirus last spring. However, they were still one of the highest states with the highest recorded coronavirus rate. Not just the numbers, but the actual rate. When he issued the nation's first statewide stay-at-home order, now there's a growing public angst against subsequent health orders that have shuttered schools and businesses and massive employment benefits, fraud scandals, while a public shaming continues for his ill-advised dinner at the French Laundry in Napa Valley, an establishment that features a white truffle and caviar diner for $1,200 per person. Let's sip on this real quick. Now, he is buying dinners that are $1,200 per person. Who's he entertaining? Or who's entertaining him? It's either he is entertaining big donors or lobbyists are entertaining him. Either way, something has to be disclosed. For example, if he is entertaining big donors for his campaign, his re-election campaign, he has to, at least from what I understand, California election laws, you have to donate, you have to disclaim your donors. I think you have to reach $1,000 before, after you reach $1,000. Mind you, his one dinner is $1,200, so that's it. Now, the group began gathering signatures in June and have about 3 months to hit the required 1.495 signatures they need, 1,000 signatures, million signatures, I should say, they need. They will need a surplus since some signatures are sure to be disqualified. So what they're going to do on there as well, as they should have done with the voting, but some signatures will be disqualified. When you go sign up to run for Congress or something like that, you can either pay money in Texas to get on the ballot or get signatures. And what'll happen is you'll have signature auditors. Those signature auditors will go and look, and if you can't read the signature, if it doesn't match, or if the address isn't valid, it's not in the right place, they will disqualify that signature. So if you need 3,000 signatures, you may as well get 6,000 signatures to be on the ballot. Same thing with this. They need basically 1.5 million, so they may as well get at least 2 million signatures on there to be safe. Now, one thing about California, again, little experience I had there, I went to Best Buy right when he started his shutdown again. I waited outside, got there because I needed some RAM for my laptop. I told the story earlier, but I wasn't able to go anywhere without an escort, basically. Or essentially what they said, hey, what are you here for? I told them, RAM. Okay, wait. What are you here for? The new iPhone? Okay, you go on ahead. Whoa, they got here after me. So finally, my turn. The computer section was open. The gentleman that was ushering us in, go stand on number 2. When the person's on number 1 is done, then you can go to number 1. And then you can go to the beginning or to the start. And I said, well, what if I want to go look at a camera or something else? You got to get back in line at the beginning. I wasn't allowed to just go and get what I wanted, check out something else, and then leave. I might have needed a cable or something for all I know. No, I had to go in, go to spot 2, go to spot 1, and then they would help me. That's what's going on all over the place. Also, I tried to go eat dinner there, and I couldn't. I couldn't eat dinner there. I either had to pick it up to go or Uber Eats. I felt sorry for those establishments. Or I could have gone to this really fancy restaurant that had a big old movie tent there that had a bunch of seats set up. I didn't want to pay $100 for my dinner, though. I wanted to pay, give me 10, 20, 30 bucks and let me go eat it, maybe have a glass of wine, and then go back to my room. But no, I couldn't do that because COVID. That phrase, I hate that phrase, because of COVID. So either way, California is about halfway to getting the signatures needed. If you are from California, and if you're listening to this, please share this with your people. You don't even have to share this channel, share the video, share this information. Go find a signature. Go find somewhere to petition to sign. Get this guy off of it. Get this communist guy out of office. Because that's all he is. He's a communist. He doesn't care about the people. He cares about his pocket. He cares about his power. He's an authoritarian, a tyrant, communist who may as well be working for China. Oddly enough, Fang Fang was out of California too. Go figure. Hey guys, thanks for listening to me rant and rave again. I've got episode 50 coming up Friday. Episode 50, big 50 coming up Friday. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but it's going to be fire. I know I've got something big planned, so be sure to check me out Friday. I'm going to upload a new video Friday. Should be out in the evening sometime. My name is Andrew Alvarez. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff you normally do. Check out my merch. Check out my Cash App if you don't have it already. Y'all have a great day. See you next time.